Welcome back to the Fan Railer K channel, where I rail fan and travel back in time. Today we are going to be talking about the history of the HHP-8 locomotives. The HHP-8s are sprinter locomotives built by Bombardier and Alstom and/or were used for Amtrak and MARC. In 1996, Amtrak wanted to replace older AEM-7 locomotives, so in that same year they placed an order for 15 HHP-8 electric locomotives. Between 1999 and 2001, the HHP-8s entered service on the Northeast Corridor between Boston and Washington, D.C. Although the HHP-8s were used for service on the Northeast Corridor, they did not stay in service for long. In the mid-2010s, the HHP-8s were plagued with constant mechanical issues. In response to the mechanical issues with the HHP-8s, Amtrak placed an order in 2012 for 70 ACS-64 electric city sprinter locomotives. These ACS-64s would replace the HHP-8s from service. As more ACS-64s entered service, more HHP-8s would be retired and put to rest. The last HHP-8 was retired on February 9, 2015. But many of you didn't know this. If you're lucky now, you may see HHP-8 9750 in Philadelphia's Race Street Yard. In addition to Amtrak, MARC, the commuter rail of Maryland, placed an order for their own HHP-8s, but instead of Amtrak selling their HHP-8s to MARC placed their own order for 6 HHP-8s to be used on their Penn line between Perryville and Washington, D.C. So back to Amtrak's HHP-8s for a moment. With their HHP-8s retired, Amtrak began to renumber them from 650 to 664, although they would later be renumbered from 680 to 694. With the HHP-8s in retirement, the Amfleet 1s, Amtrak's backbone passenger cars, were already beyond the end of their useful service lives. So you may be asking, what will replace the Amfleet 1s? Well, that's a good question. In 2021, Amtrak announced that they would be ordering new train sets called Arrows to replace their older rolling stock, including Amfleets, Horizons, Metroliner cab cars, F40 non-powered control units, and most ACS-64s. The new trains would debut in 2029, but most of their routes, such as the Keystone, Springfield Shuttle, and Valley Flyer, they have a series of Metroliner cab cars to power their trains. These Metroliner cab cars, though very reliable, are clearly well past the end of their useful service lives, and Amtrak wants to retire them as soon as possible. To do this, Amtrak needs to bring back their HHP-8s to be used as cab cars. Between 2022 and 2023, Amtrak began the process of converting their HHP-8s into cab cars. The new classification of these units is HHPC. About 8 of their HHP-8s are being converted into cab cars, while Amtrak waits for the arrival of their new Arrow train sets. They are being renumbered in the 9750 series from 9750 to 9758. Once fully tested, the HHPCs will enter service on the Keystone and eventually the Springfield Shuttle and Valley Flyer. With Amtrak's HHP-8s being converted into cab cars, let's go back to MARC's HHP-8s for a moment. In 2018, MARC began to refresh their HHP-8s to extend their service life for longer. But many of you didn't know this. There were reports that MARC would place an order for SC-44 Charger locomotives from Siemens Mobility. They eventually did order Chargers later in the year after saying no to Siemens. However, they did not replace their HHP-8s and just overhauled them. But as of June of 2018, the second of 6 HHP-8s was having the most unreliable power, so MARC overhauled their second out of 6 HHP-8s and planned for it to be done by the end of 2018, with a plan to return all 6 HHP-8s to passenger service. I hope you guys enjoyed learning about the history of the HHP-8s. If you liked this video, hit that like button. If you loved this video, subscribe to the channel so I can make more of these history videos and continue my chase to 1,000 subscribers. As always, stay safe out there and keep on rolling.